Yeah, and I'm getting word right now. Our producers are telling me he didn't win a gold medal. I don't actually think he made it to the Olympics. He was a Division III national champ, All American.
Oh, so I was
But the
just yapping.
wrestling's still there. You're just yapping a little bit, but he did defeat a gold medalist in Henry Cejudo, which was very impressive. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on Locked Door MMA. We're your hosts. I'm Brevin. This is my good buddy JP. JP is extremely hungover, but JP, we got another weekend of fights. How are you feeling about that?
So excited about the fights. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. We were we had a wedding. We went to the wedding and boy did we party. And I'm regretting it right now. But that's okay cuz we're going to show you how to make some money on some fights this weekend. Last pay-per-view of the year, brother. What a year it has been.
Yeah, first year of the show, a lot of amazing moments, a lot of amazing fights. And on this card in particular, a ton of awesome fights as well. I mean, this is absolutely stacked from top to bottom, and I can't wait to dive into that for you. But before we do, just want to give a quick shout out to all of you as our current subscribers. I believe we're at 122 currently, current viewers, and even those that aren't subscribed. We appreciate you as always. If you aren't subscribed, it's free to do. Go ahead, smash that subscribe button. We appreciate it. It means a lot to us. Without further ado, JP, let's go ahead and dive in to this absolutely amazing card for UFC 310 to cap off this wonderful year.
Oh man. So this one and then what is it? The UFC Tampa or something that finishes out the like UFC slate for good for the year, but yeah, man, like you're saying, this card, I mean, it's got household names from top to bottom, up to down. Um, Kennedy and Zechiku, who just fought in October, I want to say.
Yeah.
I think it was a Ilya Taporia Max card, but he's taking on Lucas Brzeski, and I'm pretty sure I got an idea who you're going with.
Yeah, quick turnaround for our boy Kennedy. I was very happy with his results in his first fight, moving up to heavyweight. Obviously, helps that Barnett like tore every ligament in his knee just from spinning around, like whatever. But either way, Kennedy still looked good. Um, JP, I don't know if I'm gonna steal your thunder. We've talked about Brzeski before. The dude lost to Martin Buday. All right, we will never pick Brzeski ever. Like I don't. They might have to put him up against I don't know a dead animal for us to finally pick him. This guy's buns. I think Kennedy and Checkwu has the power to get it done. I think he's gonna have the striking upside. Breshki's small for the heavyweight division, which does help him out going against the former light heavyweight competitor in Kennedy. However, I just think Kennedy's going to be a little bit sharper. I'm going to have to go with Kennedy. As long as he stays safe, doesn't get KO'd, I think he should be just fine.
Yeah. Fun fact is Boudet was actually on this card at one point, but he pulled out for
Oh,
some reason.
dear.
So, yeah, thank God for that. Didn't have to watch that dog shit. I'd rather watch me throw up in a toilet than watch
Martin
Martin Boudet.
Buday, he pulled out because Santa Claus needed to get back in the workshop. We got Christmas coming around the corner. Martin Buday is going to be delivering some presents this year.
Um, but yeah, other than the hatred for people who lose to Boudet, Kennedy's got like a 5-inch reach advantage. He's quicker. I think he has more power. What is Brzeski gonna do? Is he gonna wrestle fuck him enough the whole fight to get him the win? Nah, no shot. Never has, never will. Yeah, I'm going Kennedy as well.
All right, that does move us up to the second fight of the night. We got old man Clay Guida going up against the young buck, the dream, Chase Hooper.
Clay Guida. I mean, from what I've seen, cool guy. He's a great guy. He's entertaining, fun to watch. At some point, we gotta hang him up, brother. We gotta hang him up. Like we're just doing too much. Chase Hooper's kind of on a tear right now. He slot Fava Claus is what I was gonna say. Jesus Christ, he fought Slava Claus, and dropped him. Everybody thought he was just gonna wrestle him, use his jits, but Chase actually looked great in the stand up and dropped him. His jujitsu's phenomenal. I know he worked with Ben Askren a little bit on takedown defense and just kind of the basics of wrestling to help him in those transition periods a while back for wrestling the jits. I don't think Clay Guida can do anything other than maybe survive. Chase gasses out at the end. Clay's basically got to cause chaos to have any chance at winning the fight, in my mind. Line's terrible. Chase Hooper's a terrible line. So you probably can't touch it, but yeah, I'm going Hooper.
Yeah, I mean, the line is the way it is for a reason. Chase Hooper, he's 25 years old. His opponent, 42. We've seen Guida in his prime. That's no longer the guy that's going to step in there on Saturday. Chase Hooper is the up and coming guy. I think he gets it done. The only way Clay Guida finds a win is if he gets lucky. Finds a submission somehow, or finds a strike that somehow turns the lights out of Chase Hooper. But it's all going to be luck in a very finite um, specific circumstance that gets him a W. I just don't think it happens whatsoever. Chase Hooper definitely getting it done on Saturday.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be shocked if he subbed him in the first round, really. Like, because Clay's one of those guys where he'll just keep shooting. And like with a guy like Chase, I mean, eventually, the more you shoot, eventually they're going to get close to snatching your neck up, putting that backpack on. But, yeah, moving up the card. Oh my God. Crazy entertaining one. Michael Chiesa, Max Griffin.
Yeah. Um, I really appreciate Michael Chiesa. He came out, defeated Tony Ferguson his last time out. Can't stand Tony Ferguson. We all know that. So I appreciate your work. Max Griffin, on the other hand, what the fuck have you done for the past couple of years? Absolutely nothing. He goes to decision all the time. He wins these decisions. He split decisions. He barely throws any volume whatsoever. Don't really know what he's doing. I like Michael Chiesa in this fight. I think he's gonna currently be the underdog for you. At least he was. That line's moving as we speak. I think Chiesa can go out there, throw a little bit more volume, have a little bit of the wrestling side, upside as well. And he's just the bigger guy. He's gonna come in over 6 feet, 6'1". I think he's gonna have a little bit more muscle than Max Griffin. Max Griffin just throws no volume. I don't know what he's going to do to get the fight won besides go to decision and get a little lucky. And I'm not going to put my pick behind that circumstance in order to get a W. So I think Chiesa has more ways to victory. Taking him.
I hate this fight. This fight is terrible. This fight is so bad. I think Max Griffin, you're saying he doesn't throw volume. I think the dude talks more shit than he does by actually throwing punches in the fight. He'll just run his mouth more. Um, Michael, I mean, he beat Ferguson. He subbed him up, but Michael always looks like he's scared. Every time he goes out there, he looks like he's terrified. I'm just not. I'm not a fan of either. But if I had to pick, I feel like if Michael grabs Max at some point, at least I have a strong hope in knowing that Chiesa's got a better ground game and he can maybe ragdoll him, or if we do go to decision, like you were saying, like maybe we can stuff a couple takedowns or get a couple takedowns in there and get the round for yourself. But just can't pick Max. I've never watched a Max Griffin fight and been like, oh, okay, he might have something here. I like him a lot. No. So yeah. I'm gonna go Chiesa, but I ain't touching it with a 10-foot pole with my money. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and it seems like Chiesa's the older guy because he's been away for a while, but he's really not. Max Griffin, 39 years old. He's had some highlights when he was younger. Just these days is not the same fighter. I don't really know, where these guys, either one of them truly goes from here on out. If Chiesa comes out here and looks good, then maybe he has a little bit of a pathway. But for Max Griffin, like He probably needs to hang him up as well.
Yeah, I mean, if that wasn't, I didn't know that honestly. I didn't even look at their ages. I would, if you would have asked me who's older, I would have said Chiesa. Just guessing that, but now that I do know that, helps with the pick. Fade the 40s.
Yeah, 100%. All right, moving up. We have Cody Durden, a guy we've seen fight quite a bit this year, going up against another guy that we've seen fight quite a bit recently, Joshua Van. The van is back. Will we be in the van for the road trip this weekend? Let's find out. JP, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna pop a Zofran, so I'm not nauseous anymore, and I'm gonna go sleep in the back of the van. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Cody Durden. Sure, he's got wrestling, and he's like a pressure guy. He'll put it on you. But Cody Durden is willing to stand and bang on the feet. I love, and hey, you'll be the first to tell everybody. I picked against Joshua Van the first time we watched him fight. When we watched him fight Charles Jourdain. Okay, I picked.
Johnson, Charles Johnson.
Oh, I said Jourdain. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I picked Johnson in that fight. And Van was giving him. He was giving him a good fight. Obviously, I feel like Charles Johnson's just on a tear right now, but I like Van's boxing. He goes to the body really well. He's got power. It's all about, can we keep you away from me long enough to land a combo? Can he clip him? I feel like Van's gas tank should be okay. I guess that's what we'll have to see. But yeah, I'm gonna take his Zofran and go lay in the back of the van. You can put me in the van. Give me Joshua Van.
That's fine. I mean, if you guys want to go watch the tape, the last time Joshua Van fought, JP said he was hopping off the van at this stop and never coming back. He's getting back on it. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. I'm taking Cody Durden. I've been a Cody Durden fan, even in his most recent loss, which wasn't his most recent fight. He got a win in that fight, but his most recent loss, got KO'd, was looking great in the striking department. I think the striking has been improved. I think it's going to be it's going to be fine against Joshua Van. Joshua Van doesn't have tremendous power. Recently hasn't been putting people's lights out. I know that we're going to have the glove change again. We will be with the old gloves, which are now the new gloves. The gloves that can knock people out. Let's just put it that way. That's what they'll be using for this fight. I think that helps Joshua Van. He is a very slick boxer. However, Cody Durden does have great wrestling. And Joshua Van has been submitted in the past. I think Cody Durden could potentially find that. In Joshua Van's last fight, he was in a deep guillotine. If Cody Durden gets you in his guillotine, you're either tapping or going to sleep. I like Cody Durden taking it. Another underdog there.
So Cody's dropping weight for this fight. This one's at 125, right?
I believe so. This guy, Cody Durden's been fighting everybody, bro. It doesn't matter what weight we're at. He's stepping in there and he's kicking ass.
I mean, he really does fight everybody. And like his fight with who's that kid that he fought that clipped him when we picked him? I'm forgetting something Silva, right?
Yeah, no, it was that knockout Bruno Silva.
Bruno
The
Silva.
little the little tank of that guy. Yeah.
Um, I mean, yeah, he was looking good in that fight. He just got caught, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. The boxing and the glove change, it did play a role for me. I do like Joshua Van's boxing a lot and his body work. He mixes it up well, but I don't know. We'll have to see. That will be an exciting one. This one, so pissed off that they rescheduled it. Could care less. To watch it, hate it, and now it's at a catch weight. It's supposed to be on 308. Now it's on 310. Chris Weidman, Eric Anders.
Apparently, a lot of people want to see it, dude. They move these things for a reason. Otherwise, they would just cancel the fight and put them up against new opponents. I've heard rumblings that a lot of people actually do want to see this fight. I'm personally kind of excited for it because I'm tired of the Anders gloating that we got going on. I think he absolutely sucks. We already broke this one down. I picked Chris Weidman. I think Chris Weidman is going to be able to out wrestle Anders. Anytime Anders gone up against a good wrestler, he's lost. So I think that's the easy pathway to success for Chris Weidman. He's going to have an advantage on the feet. He's going to stuff Anders' takedowns. And if he wants to find his own takedowns, he can do that as well. I'm going to have to take Chris Weidman.
Yeah, like Brevin said, we broke it down once, and I was so on the fence on both sides. And I was like, you know what? I just can't pick Chris at this age. I'll go with Anders. Fight got canceled for medical issues, and it is still not come out. Like it's not clear like what the medical issues were. Don't like that. Don't like that. And the fact that the point that you make about the wrestling, that's what I was also when we originally broke it down. Like he's gonna have to stop that for sure. He's gonna have to be able to stuff the takedowns. So yeah, I'm gonna switch over. I did it once. Maybe this is the MMA gods. Maybe that's why I got rescheduled because they were like, hey, maybe just readjust. Maybe look at it and go the other way. I'm gonna go Chris Weidman as well.
Yeah. I think Chael Sonnen came out and said it was food poisoning for Eric Anders the first time around, which makes sense. Being so close to the fights, having to call it food poisoning would line up.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, fuck him. He can get more food poisoning. He's losing.
All right. That moves us up to Randy Brown going up against Brian Battle. JP, I feel like I know where you're gonna go. Normally you're a big Brian Battle fan.
Massive fight. Crazy fight. I'm very excited for this one. Um,
That is for sure. I will chime in here. Brian Battle's been on a tear, but don't sleep on Randy Brown. Randy Brown is an absolute killer
Randy Brown's
in his
nasty.
own right.
I mean, this fight, I'm shocked that Nate fucking Landwehr is on the main card and this fight is not on the main card.
Yeah, we could talk about that with the fucking next one. Are we kidding?
Oh, I know. Oh my god, I know. It's weird that yeah, card's stacked. Card's just fucking stacked. Anyways, last time we saw Brian Battle fight, he's fighting Jusei. We told you guys he's gonna whip Jusei's ass. Shocker, what happened? And then he was talking hella shit to the French crowd. Brian Battle, is his nickname Pooh Bear still?
No, it's the
The
butcher.
Butcher, that's what it was. They called him,
Pooh Bear.
yeah, you haven't seen that?
No.
They called him like Pooh Bear because his first MMA fight, he was like 300 pounds. He was like
Ah,
a heavyweight, and they called him Pooh
that's
Bear,
right.
and then he was getting starched by people, and then he dropped a bunch of weight, and then just started murking everybody. Um, but yeah, this is gonna be a close fight, man. Randy Brown's gonna be a lot more technical, a lot sharper looking on the feet. My thing is, I think Brian, he's very good at eating shots and walking you down and putting you in deep waters. Okay, he's been killing people doing that. I'll take your shots, I'll eat them, I'll walk you down. I'll hit you with a couple big ones. Once you get tired, I'm still in your face. I'm still in your face. I'm still in your face. Then he can take you down. He can choke you out. He can do all of that. You got to hit the home run shot to stop him from coming forward. You have to wobble him with something big. Randy Brown does have the ability to do that. If there's going to be any guy in this division that can do that, Randy Brown's name is at the top of that list. Which it may get me in trouble because I've done biased picks with people I hate, but I have been a Brian Battle fan for this long. I think he can still do that same thing. Randy Brown's been submitted before. I forget who he was submitted by. Randy Brown's career is also just the wildest thing to look at on Tapology, dude. Like, lost to Vicente when Vicente was good. Lost to Nico Price, Bilal, but that was when Nico was having his little run. I mean, lost to Jack Della, all great names, but I think I'm gonna back Brian. I can't jump off the hype train of Brian. I love Brian Battle. This is gonna be a good fight, a close fight. We might have to sweat it out. What are the lines right now? Damn, Brian's like almost 2.5 to 1. I think. I mean, like the Chris Weidman, Eric Anders lines with like a pick'em. I think this fight should also be a pick'em. I think it's that close, but I think Battle can do it. I think he can edge him out. I'm taking Battle.
Yeah. This is a very, very good fight. I don't think the lines do it justice. I don't think the people out there are giving it the respect that it deserves. These two are absolute killers. I agree with a lot of the points you made. Brian Battle will walk forward. He will eat shots. And in this fight, that worries me. That worries me for Brian Battle. Randy Brown is an absolute sniper, dude. He's very quick. He's very long. And we saw even in the Kevin Jousset fight, Brian Battle was getting caught. He was getting caught. He keeps his head on the center line. I don't like the way he enters the pocket. Once he's there, he's fine. But Randy Brown is no slouch when it comes to the grappling department. He's not going to offensively grapple you, but he does do a decent job defending takedowns, getting back up to his feet when he does get taken down. And in the striking department, I love what Randy Brown can provide in this fight, especially with Brian Battle not moving his head. I was sitting there in the Kevin Jousset fight, and I said, one of these times, Brian Battle's going to go up against a really good striker, and it's going to look a lot like it looked, like JP alluded to, when Brian Battle was at heavyweight and wasn't moving his fucking head and getting caught. I am not a believer that that chin has just been fixed. You can't fix a chin, first of all. And Randy Brown's the guy that could snipe that chin. I've been waiting for a very long time to put my money and put my pick on Randy Brown, and I'm doing that this weekend. I'm very excited for this fight. Randy Brown's going to be my pick.
Yeah, dude. And like I know it's like a oh, he's got to hit the home run shot, and like I'm not gonna bet on that and this and that. I mean, some of these fucking guys, he's part of that breed of guys where like some of these guys can do it just because of the fucking accuracy, like the sniping aspect that you're talking about, and they'll do it time in and time out.
Well, let's just talk about his last two wins. Muslim Salikov, we saw what he's still capable of, the spinning wheel kick KO, and then Zaleski, who had a big knockout in his last outing. Like this dude, he's beating top level guys, and you mentioned it. His losses are to top level guys. He's not getting finished by Bilal Muhammad. That to me speaks volumes. You could easily get submitted by a guy of that caliber, right? That's not what happened. So I think he has a skill set, and I think that striking is there.
It'll be close. It'll be close for sure. I agree with you with the trash lines. I think it should be basically a pick 'em.
So I love what it is. I love what it is being on Randy Brown's side. Big time underdog. I'm cashing that.
Get a little. They don't have it on DraftKings yet, but I'd like to see what the line is for Randy Brown KO. Oh, good one. Moving up the card, another good one, like we were talking about. Movsar Evloev and Aljamain Sterling.
Yeah, first of all, what are we doing with this fight on the prelims? I mean, when we talk about the depth of this card, the overall depth, this is what we're talking about. Former champion, Aljamain Sterling. I mean, world champion. The dude is phenomenal at his craft. Had a little bit of a fall off, lost to Sean O'Malley. Okay, Sean O'Malley was champion. Movsar Evlov, undefeated, 18 and 0. Okay. These two are top level for this division, this featherweight division. And we got them on the prelims. I mean, thank you, Santa Dana. Thank you for the early Christmas gift because this is phenomenal. It's a phenomenal card overall. This is going to be a very interesting matchup. Evloev, we got EV. He's got a couple O's in his name too. He's a good wrestler, but he's going up against a really good wrestler in his own right, and Aljamain Sterling. Here's the thing: I'm not in love with Mavzar's stand-up. I'm really not. Sometimes he looks okay, sometimes not so much. Sometimes the volume's not there. He's relying on a takedown. If he gets caught, he's going to try to take you down. I worry in this fight, he's not going to find success with the takedowns. Aljamain Sterling is one of the best wrestling grapplers that we've seen in the featherweight division for a very long time. I think Aljamain Sterling is starting to find his groove a little bit again. And that would worry me if I'm anybody else in that division. Dude, to me, this is another great line to be on the underdog side. I'm taking Aljamain Sterling to find a victory and give Movsar Evloev, however you say his name, his first loss of his career. Aljamain's the guy to do it. Former champ. This should be a title fight if, I mean, Aljo was still champ,
Mm.
but he's not, and it's a prelim fight. I think it's a heck of a fight, though, to say the least.
Yeah, at 145, Aljo doesn't have to cut as much weight as he was, going down to 135. Another fun story for you guys of Mobzar. A lot of people think He should not be undefeated still. A lot of people think he should have already lost a fight. You
Yeah,
might say, JP, who did he lose that fight to? To our favorite fighter in the UFC right now. Okay. Him and Diego Lopez went at it, and they're still going at it on Twitter, chirping, chirping, chirping. We may see them run it back at 145, 155. Who cares? I want to see it. It's, man, because I will agree with his stand up. It's an acquired taste. We'll say it like that. Okay, it's like drinking coffee. It's not for everybody. Some people enjoy it. Some people hate it. Aljo, great wrestler. He's a gold medalist, right? In wrestling?
I believe so.
Yeah. That and he's a fucking backpack. I mean, this dude will take the back standing easy. Light work. Boom. Hooks in. Body triangle in. But it's going to be a close one, man. It's going to be a close one. My only thing with Aljo, you never know what you're going to get. I feel like he's like the fucking blackjack table, man. You go one night and you cannot lose. You go the next night and the fucking dealer goes on 3 6-card 21s. You just never know what you're going to get. I'm going to go Mavzar. I think Mavzar can do enough. I just, I don't know. I don't know. I can't see Aljo beating him for some reason in my gut. It's just telling me go Mavzar. It is what it is. It'll be a close one, but I'm going Mavzar.
Yeah, and I'm getting word right now. Our producers are telling me he didn't win a gold medal. I don't actually think he made it to the Olympics. He was a Division III national champ, All-American.
Oh, so I was
But the
just yapping.
wrestling's still there. You're just yapping a little bit, but he did defeat a gold medalist in Henry Cejudo, which was very impressive. I mean, if Aljo continued down that path, very well could have been a gold medalist in his own right. Very good wrestler. You're
I'm s-
picking Mosfar though. I missed that a little bit. Come
yeah,
on, man.
I'm in
What's
shambles.
going
I'm
on?
yapping about the fucking gold medal. I'm in shambles, dude. I got the hangover sweats right now. It's funny.
That's okay. All right, moving up the card. We got another old guy. An old guy that I mean, dude, he's old in UFC years, okay? That's what I'm gonna say. Not old in real life or human years, but in UFC years, this guy's old. Vicente Luque taking on Themba Gorimbo. I mean, let's not pass over the fact that Vicente Luque had some brain bleeding, some injuries to the head. He's taken a shit ton of punches. He's got a long MMA career, but he's only 33.
Yeah. Cardiac Themba returns for us. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we can sit up here and say Themba's. They call him Cardiac Themba for a reason. Like he's a pressure fighter. He's good. He's this. He's that. The rock bottom of house. He's fucking training his ass off. I think he wants it more. I can tell you everything. Whatever. The only thing that you need to know is what Brevin said. Vicente Luque had a brain bleed, and ever since that happened, he has not looked good. He's a completely different guy, and rightfully so. That's terrifying. Hang him up, please, for the love of God. It was what it was. You had a great run. Unfortunate. But like, what am I? I'm gonna sit up here and try and sell you guys on the brain bleed boy can win it. Come on, give me cardiac themba.
Yeah. I mean, you got to feel for the guy, dude. He's going through a lot. He's still trying to fight in the UFC. I think he kind of thinks of himself that way too. I'm still young. I still got it.
Mm.
Ever since all of that, man, he has not been the same fighter. And you see it just from the guys that they're scheduling him to fight. He was supposed to fight Nick Diaz, who, my golly, is completely gone from any relevancy, any prime that he had. He was on the
Yeah, is
streets
that
doing
video real?
drugs. Yeah, yeah, and former UFC fighters are now reaching out to help him and all kinds of stuff. I mean, addiction is real. He's struggling. I feel for him as well. But at the same time, I think that speaks volumes to where the UFC and the matchmakers believe Vicente Luque is at. They're feeding him to a guy in Themba Gorimbo who's up and coming still. Yeah, he may be the same age, but not in UFC years, not in MMA years. He's fighting really well. He's got all the skills necessary. He's going to be long. He's going to be tall. He's going to be strong. I think he has everything it takes to get it done. I'm also taking Themba Gorimbo.
Yeah, it's just terrifying. Anytime you hear brain bleed, any injury, that boxer guy that had the back of the head injuries and now it's changed his life, that shit's just terrifying, bro.
Yeah.
Moving up. I'm excited for this one. I don't know if Brevin is or not, but I'm very excited for this one. Anthony Smith versus Dominic Reyes.
JP, what's got you excited about this fight, man? I'm curious.
Well, we get to see the guy who beat John Jones now beat up a guy who lost to John Jones.
JP, I'll answer your question right now. The answer is no. Dominic Reyes is not the same fighter that quote unquote beat John Jones in your eyes. And Anthony Smith, also not the same fighter that fought against John Jones. Both of these guys need to call it quits. How many times do I have to tell you? Um, but right now, I do think Dominic Reyes has a little bit of an advantage. He's looked a little bit better in his most recent fights. Anthony Smith needs to stick to commentating. His last time out, I thought I had a little bit of inside information, a little knowledge coming from his camp. I know people that know people, you could say. It didn't really pan out. And so I'm hopping off the Anthony Smith train at this age of 36, brother. It's time to just start defending your home from intruders and hang them up. Hasn't looked good. Give me Dominic Reyes. I think it's a boring fight. Neither one of these guys has done much in their most recent their fights. Like I'm not excited for it, but I'm gonna have to take one of them. Taking Reyes.
Yeah. Back when Anthony fought Delidze, everybody was taking Anthony Smith. Everybody was taking Anthony Smith. And I was like, I'm going to take Delidze. I don't see it anymore. I think Delidze can do it. Delidze ended up beating him. We've heard all the dumb shit Anthony Smith has said about Delidze, how he's a nightmare matchup for him, and he's a dual threat guy. Anthony Smith is washed. He was good. He's not anymore. I am taking Dominic Reyes to knock him the fuck out. We've seen Anthony Smith do the chicken dance so many times now. Dominic Reyes can make him do the soldier boy, whatever he wants. I think he's knocking him the fuck out. Okay? All right, if we look at Dominic Reyes' career, right? When he fought John, many people, it's not just me, many people believe that he won that fight. Lost to John. Okay? His next fight, Jan Blachowicz. At that time, coming up, killer. Great prospect, beating everybody. Was Jan Blachowicz? Oh, yeah, that's right. He was a fucking champion. Next one, Yuri Prohashka. Oh, he sucks. Why? Because he got knocked out by Pereira? The fuck are we talking about? Yuri Prohashka, another killer. And then he lost to the most fluky, streaky guy ever in the UFC in Ryan Spann by a power jab. What? And then he took, 2 years off, came back, looked okay, but I think Anthony Smith at this point is, he's either going to get lucky like what he did with that one guy he fought that was undefeated, and then he caught him in like a gilly or something, choked him out. I think that's what it is. He's either going to look for that. If it's not there, he's going to get worked, clipped, whatever. I think he gets knocked out. Give me Dominic Reyes.
Yeah, I think you said it, man. Dominic Reyes came back, looked decent enough to defeat Anthony Smith, and that's where we just draw the line, right? That's the matchup. I think he can get it done. Both of them need to consider their next step. All right, moving up the card, Nate the Train Landwehr going up against the Korean Superboy Du Ho Choi.
Nate the Train. Nate the Train in the UFC. I love Nate the Train. Boy goes on the mic. Look at that bicep. Love Nate the Train. If you don't know Nate the Train, you better watch this fight, okay? Crazy entertaining. This dude will get dropped about 6 times a fight. But if you do not knock him out cold, he will continue to get up and pressure you. All right? Du Ho Choi, Fought Bill Algeo. We broke that one down. He came back. He had to do some military service. Looked good against Bill Algeo. Knocked him out. You know, the story of this fight is Choi is going to be. It's kind of like the. You know exactly what it is. Is the Brian Battle and Randy Brown fight. Du Hoi Choi is going to be much more calculated, much more technical, down the center, 1-2. His shots will be cleaner. Nate is going to come at you. He's there to be hit. You can wobble him, but if you do not put him out and you gas out, he's going to take you to deep waters. Then he's going to put it on you, start making you up. But I had a lot of hype on Choi when he was in the UFC, and then he left. And when he came back, I said, I think Choi can do it, beat Algeo. I'm worried about the power because he's going to be able to hit Nate, right? That's not something that we're debating. Nate gets hit by everybody. But does Choi have the power to starch Nate Landwehr and put him out cold? I don't know. And I'm worried he doesn't. My gut's telling me Nate. I'm going Nate the Train, baby. Nate the Train in the UFC.
Yeah, man, I think this literally is spot on to what you said. It reminds me a lot of the Brian Battle and Randy Brown matchup, and that one you went Brian Battle just from the craziness, the pressure, the possibility of it going to deep waters. But I kind of side with the more technical striker. Um, I like Choi in this matchup. I like Choi because he does have KO power. The gloves will help Choi. He looked great. And let's not forget, Kyle Nelson is an absolute dog. People aren't talking about this Kyle Nelson fight enough. He went to majority draw against Kyle Nelson after being away for over 2 years. That's a big thing to me. And then he comes out after the draw and gets a W. This guy Choi, I mean, really is one or two fights away from being very highly regarded inside this division. He lost to a really good Cub Swanson back in 2016, lost to a very powerful Jeremy Stevens back in 2018, and lost to an up and coming Charles Jourdain. That was his 3 fight streak. He took time away, did his military service thing, came back, and has not looked back. And that's what I like about him. He seems very confident when he talks. I like his game plan, and I just think Nate, the craziness, I've never been a fan of it. You got to have a game plan, and if you want to make it a brawl, that's cool. Sometimes it works, and other times it just doesn't go in your favor, especially against technical, good counter strikers. I think that's exactly what Choi is. I'm going Yu Ho Choi, the Korean Superboy, getting it done.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing as Brian Battle, Randy Brown fight.
Yep.
And we went these same exact ways as well. It'll be a good fight. Nate the Train definitely entertaining every time he steps into the octagon. For sure, we'll have to see how the firefight goes.
Well, and that's the thing. Both of those guys will bite down on their mouthpiece and throw. I mean, Choi is
Mm-hmm.
no he's not gonna run from you,
Yeah,
right? He's gonna stand and bang with you too. So like it can get dicey real fast. It's just gonna be about who can land that cleaner strike, right?
100%, 100%. The way that Nate puts people down or puts them out is he takes a couple normally entering, and then when they're in close, they're on the cage, the clinch, whatever it is. When he breaks, he'll do the 1, 2, 3, and it goes from body to top, and he'll clip them or something. It should be a good one. I'm excited for it. Very excited for it. This next one, this next one's just funny to me. Bryce Mitchell and Crone Gracie.
Before we move on, can we? I forgot to mention this. I really wanted to mention it. Nate Landwehr did lose to Herbert Burns. I'm not saying I have a ton of
Oh,
bias
I forgot about
going into
that.
this. Not only did he lose to Herbert Burns, he got knocked out by Herbert Burns. I'm sorry, but a 7-year-old girl wouldn't get knocked out by Herbert Burns these days. All she would have to do is poke him on his leg. He'd fall down and not get back up. But anyways, let's move up
It
the
was it
card
was
for
by
old
like a
time's sake.
knee or something, wasn't it though? Yeah.
Yes, yes. All right, all right. Where are we at? Bryce Mitchell, Cron Gracie. Goodness gracious, man.
Yeah.
Goodness Gracie, should I say? Goodness Gracie. That's exactly why he's in the UFC right now. If you ask me, it's because of his last name. The dude does nothing to impress me. Kron Gracie, he has very poor boxing, very poor striking. He's gonna look to get you on the ground and hopefully submit you with his old school jiu-jitsu because of his family. Um, he's so bad to the point that he will just scoot around the octagon on his ass. That's what he resorts to. He did that against Charles Jourdain. He'll probably do this in this fight. You'll be like, what the fuck? It's almost an embarrassment to the sport if you ask me. This isn't a jiu-jitsu tournament, my friend. This is a MMA fight. This is a fight. You shouldn't be scooting on your ass. I hate that shit. It kind of falls in line with Herbert Burns too. E- Either way, I also heard rumors in the past that Kron Gracie does get drunk before his fights. That's what the Gracies used to do, by the way. That used to be a real thing. They get drunk right before they fight. They eat shots, and it doesn't really matter to me. Stay calm, find a sup. I just don't think that's gonna work, dude. I just don't think that's gonna work. And honestly, watching him fight, he does look drunk. I don't like it at all. Bryce Mitchell, he's got a twister submission. I know sometimes he can be a little bit reckless, but I think going into this fight, I mean, a blind squirrel could tell you what Gracie's gonna do. And I don't think Bryce Mitchell's stupid enough to just do anything crazy that's going to get him caught. I think he has the much better hands. He's going to stay out of the guard, and he's going to be, if he ever gets taken down or is in the guard, he's got the skills to get back up if he chooses to do so. And I think his coaches will be screaming that if he's well coached. And if not, hey, Bryce Mitchell, give me a call, buddy. I can be your coach. I just think it's a pretty easy path to victory for Bryce Mitchell in this one. I'm taking Bryce. Um, yeah, I feel great about it.
Um, I mean, yeah, everything you said. I mean, to a T. Because if Crone is going to win, it is going to be by submission. End of. That's it. Me and Brevin did look at the lines. Right now, Crone Gracie is plus 1,200 to win by submission. It's probably because Bryce Mitchell is decent, not a slouch. But if that's how he's going to win, so maybe just throw a couple bucks just to hedge
Yeah.
it. Couple bucks on it. But I'm not picking a guy who slides around like a dog wiping, like a dog scooting their ass on your rug. I'm not picking a guy who fights like that in MMA. No.
Yeah.
For one. For two, gotta flame Bryce Mitchell a little bit here. He's got to be the dumbest son of a bitch I've ever seen in my life. Not anything to do with how he fights in the octagon. Dude is fully convinced that the world is flat. Blows my mind. Blows my mind. Just look up a video of Bryce Mitchell having a rant and going off. It is hilarious to watch. Yeah. I'm gonna back Brevin. I'm gonna go Bryce Mitchell. You can't. If anybody's picking or putting their money, other than the hedge, like just throw like $5 at it. It's plus 1,200. Like, what's the worst that can happen? But if you're throwing real money and you're actually picking Crone Gracie, I have no idea what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, you're picking him because of the name. He's
Yeah.
not Hoist. I can promise you that. This isn't a jiu-jitsu tournament. It's just this is his final rodeo, to be honest. There's no way after he gets his ass kicked and it's not a fun fight and the crowd's booing that he steps back in an octagon. I just don't see it. Not within this organization.
With the way he looked last fight, yeah.
Yeah. They're not playing, bro. Dana's not playing. I mean, he's cut guys that were undefeated. Okay. Kron Gracie's not undefeated. I can tell you that much. They're not playing. I think this is a final rodeo for him. All right, moving up the card, we got Cyril Candy Cane Gane. Just kidding. I was gonna make JP smile a little bit. Cyril Gane going up against Alexander Volkov.
I'm interested to see where you go. I'm interested to see if the Volkov over Pavlovich pick that you had plays any factor into this. But I think you know where I'm gonna go. That's because the way that Volkov has been on his tear and been looking great. I'll take my L. I said I don't like Volkov. I think he's cheeks. I said that like 2, 3 cards into when we started the show, something like that. It was pretty quick. We saw
Yeah.
Volkov fight. Ever since then, we've seen him fight. What? This is the third time.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's been fairly active. Well, we saw Sergey Pavlovich. No, it was just that one time, just against Sergey.
Really? So it was
Yeah.
probably a fight he had like before before we started the show or something. We were probably watching it.
Ta yeah, like Tai Tuivasa,
Yeah, the
the
Tuivasa
Ezekiel.
fight and shit. He's shut my mouth, and he's showed me like he's making strides. He looks much better. He looks great. Everybody shits on Cyril Gane because of the John Jones fight and all that. I don't think Cyril wanted to be there. People are like, oh, he took a dive. It's rigged. No, I just don't think he wanted to be there. I don't know what it was. Dude's been off filming movies. I just think, and if you watch their first fight, I just think the way that Volkov has been on a tear lately, Cyril Gane does that, and he's pretty fucking good at doing it. And he did it to you once already. Granted, that throws into the thing of the more people fight each other, the more that other guy who's been losing is likely to get one. This fight was supposed to be on an earlier card. The reason it wasn't, it got rescheduled because Volkov started having knee issues. If you guys watch a Cyril Gane fight, you know anything about Cyril Gane, he loves that fucking knee stomp kick. That little oblique kick. Terrible. And if you got knee issues, just after their first fight, Cyril's quicker. I think he's more powerful. I think Volkov will put up a good fight. I'm taking Gane by decision, though.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, this is interesting, dude. Yeah, they fought in 2021. Cyril Gane, I've always liked him. I think he's very, very skilled for the heavyweight division. The way he can throw kicks. I mean, they're actually really similar stylistically. Here's the thing, though. Their first fight went to decision. I don't think Cyril Gane has knockout power at this point in his career. I think it goes to decision again. Maybe that's something you can throw your money on. Is it going long or going to decision? And that always, always, always bodes very well for Volkov. And I understand that he lost the first fight. That's great. That's great. Normally, the Chiefs lose to the Bills in the regular season. And what happens in the playoffs? The Bills get their ass kicked. I think that Volkov's going to put on a very similar performance. I mean, the way he fought Pavlovich will win him this fight. If he can establish the jab, check some kicks, avoid any power coming his way, he is one of the most skilled point fighters in the heavyweight division that we've seen. And when this thing goes to decision, once again, he'll get his hand raised, win it. I think this is a great matchup for him. I think he's now gonna assert himself in the top of this heavyweight division for a rematch against Tom Aspinall eventually. Maybe if we get there, we got to work through some kinks. But I think Volkov right now has been making the appropriate strides to fight again for the title. I mean, this guy is so skilled. I think Cyril Gane's on his way out, and the way Volkov's been fighting, I think he's on his way back up. Give me Volkov.
It'll be a close one, dude. It'll be good. I don't know. For some reason, I just can't see Volkov beating him unless he flatlines him. Which, like, hey,
You couldn't see him beating Sergey either.
Sergey's a pussy.
JP said knockout in round one. That's
Yeah, because
a wrap.
that's how he was gonna win. He wasn't gonna win any other way.
He said Volkov sucks. He was hating the whole time. He called me crazy for picking Volkov, let alone the winning method. Okay.
Didn't I just go over this? And now I'm getting flamed
Yeah,
for it again?
I would just like to reiterate the fact because all of a sudden you're sitting here like, oh, I don't know, I don't know. All right, buddy, fine. That's fine. I love this line. I'm taking Volkov.
What is the line? Minus
It's like,
375 right now. Over 2.5,
ooh,
minus 298. Jesus.
I'm telling you, it's going to go to decision. And even the odds makers agree.
I agree. It's going to
I'm taking my
decision, but
chances.
damn.
And that's fine. If you're going to decision and you got one guy that's a plus 200 something underdog and one guy that's minus 300 something underdog, my money most likely is going to be with the underdog. And in this one, I think Volkov should be favored
I mean, when you lose to a guy, though, how are you favored when you already lost to him? You know?
because Cyril Gane's lost his spirit. Not just not just the loss or the win over Volkov is what's mattering right here. Cyril Gane is not the same Cyril Gane that he was in 2021. The confidence is gone. Okay, great. You got a KO win against what's his face, the little bum that he fought the last time out. I don't give a shit about that. I don't.
Tuivasa?
He's not the same guy. Yeah, congratulations. You beat Spivak.
Was it?
Okay.
He fought Tuivasa at some point, right? Oh, yeah. Right before he fought John.
Yeah. Uh, okay. I mean, Tuivasa's been on the ultimate losing streak. Like, get out of here.
Ultimate loser. Yeah, I don't know. It's. We'll have to see. I'll tell you right away if he starts throwing those oblique kicks and those stomp kicks. If those things. That'll give me my tell right there in the first round. How those kicks come out, how he reacts to those kicks, how he's checking them. If Volkov can check a couple kicks and start pushing Gane on the back foot, might have something there. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, Gane's always struggled against guys with pure size
Mm.
outside of Volkov. And that to me is favoring Volkov. I love that he has experience. We'll get to it. It's almost like training with somebody, right? It's almost like training with somebody. I love that Volkov's seen what Gane has to throw at him. I think he's better coached. All I say is bring the comb, make sure that hair isn't in your eye, buddy, and you'll be just fine.
Hair. He does got a good set of golden locks on him, huh? This one. This one's my main event. Okay? I don't know how everybody else feels. This one's my main event. I think the main and the co-main should be fucking switched. That's how
I mean,
excited.
every fight's been the main event,
No, no, no,
brother,
no, no, no.
except for Ron Gracie. Come
This
on,
one's the
man.
main event. This one is the fucking main event. Okay? Pantoja's little bitch ass can fight on the co-main. I could give a shit about Pantoja. But Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Ian Machado Garry.
Do you want it first? I feel like I don't want to take away your moment. Do you want this fight first?
No, go ahead. You can take it. You can take it.
All right. We've got the Nomad, Shavkat Rakhmonov, going up against the future. Machado Garry. Everybody hates Ian Garry for some reason. Um, there's a lot of things not to like about him, but there are some things to like. I think when we throw out the bias, which we talk a lot about because there's a lot of bias that flows through these mics every single time we film, we got to look at the skill set. Ian Garry, he's been striking very well. I've been very impressed. I was actually against Ian Garry in the Michael Venom Page fight. I thought Michael Venom Page was faster, sharper, good striking. At times he was, but then Ian Garry had a little bit more in his bag, got some takedowns, looked really good in that fight. Shavkat, on the other hand, he's a good pressure guy. He's going to put you up against the cage. He's going to clinch with you. He's going to throw elbows. He's going to throw knees to the body. And then he can land takedowns and find chokes and all that as well. Very skilled in his own right. This matchup's going to be, to me, about the hands. I don't necessarily think this one gets to the ground. And if it does, I think they quickly get back up. Um, Ian Garry, he's got good takedown defense. He's a big, strong dude for this division as well. I mean, 6'3". He's got long arms. Shavkat has really long arms as well. We'll talk about that. But he's got very good base, good foundation to defend the takedowns. I like that factor. And then when it's on the feet, I actually like Ian Garry striking much more. So with that being said, JP, give us the underdog. Let's shock the world. I'm with the future, but it's no longer the future. It's the present, JP. He's the present. Give me Ian Machado Garry. He's getting it done, and then he's going to get himself a title fight. And you know what? He wants Colby Covington. next week in case Buckley pulls out.
Colby's a pussy. Keep ducking, pal. Um, yeah. Oof, man. 18-0, 15-0. God, this one's gonna be good. So I wanted to ask you, did you hear that apparently I've heard a lot of rumors because there's a lot of bullshit that, like you were saying, that swirls around Ian Garry's name for some reason. Dude's just everybody's favorite person to shit on. Which, I mean, you do what you want.
That's
It's
fine. Yeah.
your wife. You do what you want. Okay. We know some other people that make some decisions with their wife. Okay. I'm not gonna name names. Um, but did you hear the rumor of apparently it was Shavkat that was the one that tapped out Ian in training? Have you heard that rumor yet?
I haven't heard that one specifically. They've been pretty hush hush about most of the training and sparring sessions that they have had. What I did hear is Shavkat actually himself came out and said that Ian Machado Gary would one day be a champion. That to me was very telling.
Mm.
That to me, when you see that potential in a guy, is very telling. He said, one day that guy will be a champion, but I'm going to be champion first. Well, now we're going to find out who the fuck is going to be champion potentially, right? Because they were fast tracked against each other. Anytime you got guys training against each other, sure, there's going to be plenty of opportunities to get a submission off. That's fine. That's fine. Cool. I mean, I could catch a submission on you every once in a while. You could catch a submission on me. That's just how it goes. If we train long enough together, that's just how it goes. And I would expect both of us to find success. They're both very skilled.
Mm.
However, when push comes to shove on Saturday night, I don't think it's going to be sparring. I don't think it's going to be easy. I don't think there's going to be a lot of grappling that we are going to see. There's going to be a lot of clinching, and then there's going to be a lot of separation. There's going to be a lot of fucking damage coming from Ian Gary's side. Mark my words.
And I mean, like Shavkat is just the definition of a killer, bro. 18 wins, 18 finishes. And everybody's like, Ian Gary's got to pitch a shutout, got to pitch a perfect game. All right, he's got to be perfect on the feet. He's got to be this, he's got to be that. I mean, I said about Randy Brown earlier. He's got to snipe to win. He's got to hit that one snipe. Well, guess what? These motherfuckers can do it, bro. That's what they've made a name off of. Me and you have been watching Ian Gary since I think he made his debut at MSG or something, and the crowd was rocking. They were roaring. He was talking to Joe. I was on Ian Gary's side on the Michael Venom Page fight.
Yeah.
I like Gary's speed. I like his stand up. I am worried about the ground.
And that's
Shavkat,
the thing. Sorry to cut you off.
no,
He
you're
has
good.
great lateral movement. That's the
Yes.
one thing that we didn't see out of Jeff Neal. And Shavkat was unable to get Jeff Neal to the ground, except for very late in the fight. There was a little bit of a stumble, and then he ended up getting him with a bulldog choke standing on the side of him. I don't know what the fuck that was, but he was badly hurt. Ian Machado Gary moves side to side better than anybody that I've seen in that division. I mean, he's always moving. He's getting in and out of the pocket. And I think that type of footwork throws off a guy like Shavkat who just wants to stalk you down and press you up against the cage to find success. If you're getting pieced up and you can't find your opponent, how's that going to look to the judges? What if you eat a big one? We've got the gloves that can put your lights out. What happens then?
I think at some point Shavkat will get to him and will get him on the ground. My only thing is how is Ian gonna respond, and how is the getting back up gonna look? I just can't get away from it. I was close to going Shavkat, and I was like, I think Shavkat takes it by decision. I think Ian can do it. I think he can beat him on the feet. I think he can outpoint him. I just like Gary's striking. Like you're saying, the lateral movement, how he cuts angles in and out. He mixes it up gorgeously. He's quick. Love his striking. Yeah. I'm gonna back you. I'm going Gary. It's close, it's
Yeah,
tight, but I'm going Gary. Fuck it.
let's do it, dude. And like, keep an eye out for Gary by decision line as well. I mean, Shavkat never seen a decision. In this one, he really might. He really might. He almost did against Jeff Neal. And if he did against Jeff Neal, this conversation would be a lot different. That line would be a lot different. I can promise you that. Everyone's going to expect him to be some kind of absolute murderer. He's very susceptible to getting hit. He really is. And if that's the case and he's getting hit time and time again, sure, he'll press forward, but he's going to take a lot of damage doing it, and it could go long. And if he's eating all the damage coming at him from Ian, it could go decision, and it could be in favor of Ian Garry. Ian Garry by decision might be something to watch out for.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. This, like I said, it's my main event. This fight's fucking gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah. All right. Now for the main event, the real main event. Not JP's main event, the real main event. Alexandre Pantoja going up against the UFC debuter Kai Asakura.
Mm-hmm. This Kai kid, phenomenal power, great stand up, knees to the body, good hooks, love it, phenomenal. He was a rising champ, vacated the belt, said I'll go fight in the UFC, gets a title shot right away. Japan, I mean this kid's a stud, right? Pantoja has made a name for himself by having a chin, having great jiu-jitsu, having a great gas tank. I mean, the experience is there. I hate Pantoja. I do not like Pantoja. Time in and time out on the show, I have disliked people, and I use that to pick the other guy. And this guy, Kai's very easy to fall in love with. The power, the knockout ability, very easy to fall in love with. But when you got a guy in your training camp, meaning Pantoja's training camp, when your main sparring partner and training partner this whole fucking camp has been a guy that fought the dude you are about to fight twice and knocked him out once, yes, he got knocked out the first time, but then the second time he went out there and slept him. That guy's got nothing but evidence, nothing but looks, nothing but he's been in there, he's done it. I don't know. Pantoja's been fucking cracked in the past before. And he's still stood there, still doing jiu-jitsu, still at the end, still making it to the decision. I don't know. I can't bet money. We're talking about these guys sniping. Ian Machado Garry throwing a perfect game on the outside, outstriking Shavkat. It's Kai's first time in the UFC, first time in the cage. I don't know when the last time he fought in a fucking cage. He's fighting in Rising in a big-ass ring, like a boxing ring. Give me Pantoja. Pantoja on the scorecards.
JP, I am so proud of you. I think this is one of the first times that you put all bias to the side. You threw it in the trash and you said, you know what? Let me study the film. Let me look at their skill set. Who do I think is going to win the fight? When the bell rings and the ref asks if they're ready to fight and they go at each other, who is the more skilled and prepared guy? I also have Pantoja, and I'll tell you why. One of the things that I really like in this matchup is Pantoja's striking style. He's not your typical striker. Okay. When he throws, he blitzes. And oftentimes that can get you in trouble. You can get countered. And some will argue with me. Maybe you can argue with me in the comment section. Well, Asakura, great counter striker. He has the knees. He can throw one up the middle, knock him out like he does with everybody else. Fair enough. But you know when he gets caught, you know when he struggles is when guys blitz him. And most guys don't do it very often. Like often. We see it in Duplessis' fighting style and in Pantoja's fighting style. These blitz strikes. This matchup actually favors Pantoja on the feet. And then Pantoja has a ground advantage as well. Much better grappler, pressure wrestler, good jiu-jitsu. Asakura, not so much. He's got good power. He's moving down weight classes. That's something to keep an eye on too. He's going to be big. He's going to be powerful.
Oh, he's got a
But
lot of power.
Pantoja has eaten strikes. He has eaten strikes. And Asakura is not untouchable. He's been knocked out in his day. He got knocked out by Manel Cop.
Mm, I
It
forgot. Yeah, I
happens to
forgot to
him.
say that. Yeah.
It happens to him. You know the one thing that, and I'm not saying he's undeserving, but you know the one thing that Asakura brings to the UFC? A shit ton more eyes. This guy is really popular. He has more subscribers on YouTube than Sugar Sean O'Malley. He has more following than one of the biggest superstars in the UFC. What does that tell you? Hey, I think it's a chess move by Dana White. Let's bring in this big time superstar, insert him into a championship fight, get all these eyes on the UFC, and then show that the current champion could beat your superstar. It's another move by Dana White, if you ask me. I'm not saying there's a lot of like things behind the scenes. I think Asakura is very deserving of this fight, but if you really break it down, it could be another marketing stunt. It could be another marketing stunt by the UFC. I definitely think Pantoja gets it done though.
I mean, he is Japan's guy. Like, this is the dude from Japan.
Yeah.
Like, this kid's been killing everybody. So, it's
All right.
close,
Well,
man.
that does. It's going to be close. It's going to be fun. Shit ton of action. I'm excited for it. Hope you guys are too. That wraps up the card. It doesn't wrap up the show. Don't go anywhere. We have your show parlays coming right at you. Starting with Lock Door MMA's Lock of the Night. JP, why don't you kick us off with your lock?
My lock of the night. Couple ones that we could have gone with. Couple lines that are trash. Obviously, Chase Hooper. It's everybody's lock. He's fighting Clay Guida. I mean, minus 1,000, bro. I mean, if it's not getting to the 1,000 level, then okay, I can do something with it. The moment it hits that 1,000, it's fucking chalked. It's fucking chalked, but that's okay. Because the guy I got, brand new house, working hard, 9 to 5, and they call him Cardiac for a reason. Give me Themba Gorimbo, pal. Okay? Cardiac Themba to beat Brain Bleed Boy. Just a joke. I feel for the guy. It's rough. But come on, man. Sente Luque on the downhill of his career, and I think Themba Gorimbo is just in the perfect spot. Right place, right time, right now. Great line on him. Only minus 155. Come on. Give me Themba.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Great call for my lock of the night, ladies and gentlemen. JP's talking about the lines not being so good. Yeah, this one really isn't either, but I don't care about the lines because my job is to give you the lock of the night. And there is a reason. There's a reason. Maybe you haven't seen it, but there's a reason I'm wearing my camo, baby. I'm wearing my camo. Let's bring out the camo shorts. Bryce Mitchell is getting it done over on Gracie. Can't stand Gracie. Bryce is getting it done.
I didn't even put 2 and 2 together with the camo shit. Give me them camo
Yeah.
shorts.
Y'all didn't even see it, but I'm rocking the camo and I will be on Saturday as well. All right, now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. I mentioned it earlier. Santa Claus is coming to town. Christmas is right around the corner. Y'all need gifts? I got you. Uncle Brev's giving you something that will pay for the best gifts on the market. We just had Black Friday. We just had Cyber Monday. We're going to have the sellout Saturday where you can buy anything that you want after this one. I normally do 3. Guess what? We got a great pay-per-view. Thank Uncle Dana for that one. I'm giving you 4 for Brevins Basic. We're starting off with the big boy that's even bigger now. Kennedy in Checkwu. He's getting it done. JP talked about minus 1,000. Can't do nothing with it. I can. Give me Chase Hooper. Get some money in on hit. I never leave a lockout of nothing. I'm rocking camo. Give me Bryce Mitchell. And then to wrap us up, let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a good fighter a really good fighter. Love him or hate him. Give me Alexandre Pantoja in the main event to wrap up the basic. That will bring you to plus money. I'm giving you plus money this week on the basic. Currently plus 102. Get your bets in now. Pay for those gifts. Tell mom you love her. Let's spoil the people in our lives this year. How about it?
How about it, pal? Yeah, I like that little note you said. It's a Christmas time. Last pay-per-view, right? Last pay-per-view of the year. So let's we went to New York. We tried to make some dreams happen. Uh, we're just gonna get enough money to buy somebody a house for Christmas. Buy him a new car. You want a 4Runner? Here you go. All right. You want one of those new Land Cruisers? Here you go. Okay. Brevin said he normally does 3. Now he's doing 4. I normally do 6. We're doing 7. Throw it in there, pal. I said I can't make any money on Chase Hooper. Guess what? And then I turned around and threw him in the juicer, just like Brevin threw him in the basic, because he is going to win. Okay, he's going to beat Clay Guida. It's a given. Everybody knows that. Throw Chase Hooper in there. Next one, Joshua Van over Cody Durden. Should be a good fight. Might have to sweat it out a little bit, but we'll see. Next one, Brian Battle. This is dog money, or not dog money. This is close to dog money. All right, Randy Brown's the dog. Hey, if the Joshua Van and the Brian Battle lines hit, we are sitting pretty. Next one after that, throw Movzar Evloev in there. Boom. We're going to have 3 or 4 fights back to back to back with the juicer. Next one, Themba. He's fighting Luque. I said it earlier. Guys got to hang him up. Throw Themba in there. Second to last one, Dominic Reyes over Anthony Smith. Okay, he's fighting Anthony Smith. We're not preying on his downfall, but boy, will we make money on it. All right. And the last and final one, give me Cyril Gane over Volkov. 7 legs. Normally 6. We're doing 7. The card goes off on December 7th, and the next day is December 8th. And right now, this parlay is hitting plus 888. I don't know about y'all. I'm hearing some jingle bells in the air, okay? I'm feeling the spirit. And it's hitting this. It's hitting this weekend.
And there you have it. That's our 3 parlays for the show. They're hitting. Santa's coming. Presents will be bought. You're welcome. Thank us later. Leave a comment. Leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you made it this far, why not? We're bringing you great content every single week. Let's finish up the last pay-per-view of the year super strong. That would make our entire year. It's been a fun year having the show, being with you guys, interacting every single week. Let's keep it up. It's been really enjoyable growing this community as big as we possibly can. And before we sign off, I have one more thing. I actually forgot about this. JP, have you heard the story about the horse?
About the horse?
Yep.
Ah, what are you talking about?
So, Shavkat Rakhmonov was asked, "What is your favorite animal?" His favorite animal is a horse. Okay.
Okay.
They then asked Shavkat, "What is your favorite meat?" Shavkat said, "Horse. It's the best meat." He eats horse. His favorite animal is a horse.
And he likes
This
horse
dude's,
meat.
yes, he eats horse meat. Interesting guy.
Yeah, I'm going Garry.
All right, JP, I'll hand it over to you. Take us home, brother.
Yeah, like Brevin said, what a year. We only did like half the year, but I mean, what a half a year this has been, man. This has been legendary. Let's aim for a goal of like what, 150 to end the year, maybe? We'll have to see how it goes. We're sitting at 122 right now. Man, what a film session tonight. Hungover. Tell you, ain't no better cure for a hangover than talk about how to make money. All right? Takes it away real quick. On Christmas, right before Christmas. And then we got UFC Tampa. Joaquin Buckley. Should be a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, don't got to wait another weekend. Okay? It's finally here. Stacked card. Top 3 card of this year, I'd say, for sure. It's got to be up there with how the depth of the card. As always, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure. Bingo, bango, baby! Peace!